So hi, welcome to Noise Podcast. I'm Shane,
I'm Glory.
and we're here with.
I'm Matt.
Caleb. And I'm Kevin, and we're three-fourths of Pulses.
And we have some questions to say about the upcoming album. It wasn't supposed to be like this, so congrats on that. By the way, how are you guys personally feeling about it? Since at the time of recording, it's not announced yet.
That's the first time I've heard anyone else say the name of the album, and I'm just like,
It's finally here, man. It's real.
Big deal. Yeah.
yeah. No, it's sick. I love it so much. I'm obsessed with it, so I can't wait for everyone else to hear it.
Yeah, it's definitely like the most actualized version of us, I think, somehow. So I like listening to it still, and usually I don't like listening to it like right after it's done. But the fact that I'm like, no, I can run that back again is a good thing. So
even just me mixing it, of course, just doing that is just listening to shit over and over and over again,
Mhm.
in the smallest and the finest details, and I still love it just listening to it back. So just definitely just really proud of it and glad that's finally here because it's been a long time coming too.
Oh yeah, I know you guys were posting
Absolutely.
clips on social media. You know, it started 2020. You guys were posting riffs and shit on social. So is that when the writing process started, or does it run even earlier than that?
It was like right after, I feel like relatively after Speak It came out, we started like throwing around ideas. Because I know like EXO, I started that one like around when that album came out or a little after, and like some of the earliest tracks on this record were kind of the same. It was like as we were, I feel like we really, really started like as we were starting to be able to get together again at the end of like 2020. But we were like throwing around ideas since like mid 2020, I think.
Okay. So then fill me in, because I know we talked about the EP. Where does it all fall in? So Speaking Into Existence finishes, you guys start this record. Where does Speak Less fall into all this?
Well, Speak Less kind of started like as we were waiting on Josh Unit to mix Speak Into Existence.
Okay.
So that's when we kind of started writing for it, because we had like, for example, like one of the songs, it was well, it ended up being the title track on Speak It Into Existence, because we had the idea of doing like a short form kind of short song record, and the title track was gonna be like the first song kind of for that, and then we were like, oh, we like this, but we want to go into a slightly heavier direction with the brevity of everything. So that's why it ended up on the Speak It album proper, and then we started working on Speak Less just in the meantime.
Okay. All right.
Gotcha.
And since we haven't said it yet, the album fucking rips.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Holy shit. The 3-track run, I have it up because I wanted to fucking talk about it. Run the Ghouls, Loafer with the White Socks, and Ain't Got No Ceiling. That fucking run took me out, man.
Yeah.
Fucking album
Hell
is
yeah.
crazy. I love it. So you guys do so much shit on it, and you pull it off like fucking flawlessly. It was
Thank you.
great. Such an easy listen. I love it.
Hell yeah.
I'm glad you have a 3 run, because I love sequencing shit, and so I sequence all the stuff, and I'm like, okay, this is how I wanted this one to run, and I don't know, it runs similarly to Speak It Into Existence, because I just like the way that like you start off with some like punky shit, and then you get into like the pop ones that are like, definitely like we wrote hooks for these, and then it kind of like descends into like weird shit for a second, and then you get the heavy songs, and then it mellows out near the end. So it's just the fact that you're like, all right, I like these 3 in a row is really cool to me. That makes me feel good about like the ordering.
Hell yeah, you should. You definitely should.
Hell yeah.
So, is there any meaning behind the album title or cover art?
Yeah, a lot actually. I feel like it's more than like some of the other ones in a way. But there's also the jokes still, because the jokes are important for me. So it wasn't supposed to be like this. It's kind of a play off of Kenny Beats' show, The Cave. He has a thing where he'll like in that show he gets rappers and other singers and stuff to like freestyle on a beat he makes for them in the studio, and then sometimes it'll go like entirely awry, and so he's just like, yo man, it wasn't supposed to go like this, it's not how it's supposed to be, because it's just like funny, and like he'll lose control of his own show. So it's like we love that show, and like how
I was gonna say, it's just like this is still kind of like a pandemic record in a way, as far away as we kind of are from it.
quote unquote.
yeah, quote unquote. But so it was just like, yeah, we would watch The Cave all the time, especially like even our first getting together once,
Mhm.
we started to get vaccinated and shit and things are starting to calm down. So that on top of it is kind of that meaning. You can go forward with the rest of it.
Where it started. Starts from a joke, but then I kind of like thought about it more, like when we were talking about like, oh, what do we actually want to call the record? That was just like a inside, like we say that amongst each other joke thing,
Mhm.
and then
Yeah.
so we were like, okay, what do we want to call this thing? And I'm like, okay, so it wasn't supposed to be like this. Kind of is like a reference to the pandemic, to like we didn't know this shit was gonna knock out like all band activity, and everything was just gonna be pretty much like wasteland type thing as far as like just music goes, period.
Yeah.
And then, but also it wasn't supposed to be like this, is like referring to us as a band. Like we didn't really think that we were going to have a third album that we were going to put out. Like when we first started and did Bouquet, it was just like, oh, Bouquet was just, oh, let's just put out a record and then see who listens to it. Maybe we'll see. And then it actually became something. And not to say that we're like huge or anything like that, but like people gave a shit. And I'm like, oh, well, that wasn't expected. So I know we thought that we weren't going to be doing this for 7 years. I don't know why we are, but we still are. But the good side of that is it wasn't supposed to be like this, but it is. So we accept everything that has happened pandemic wise. It's like it sucks, everything sucks, but we made it through. We are continuing. This record is actually coming out, and it wasn't supposed to be like this. We weren't supposed to be as good as we are with things now. Like we're super happy with the tours that we've gone on and like the friends we've made like in other bands, and people buy merch, and we're talking to you guys again. It's just like the good things that come from stuff that you never really thought that you could ever do. So yeah, both sides. It's like it's the yin and the yang of it wasn't supposed to be like this.
Hell yeah.
It's cool sometimes.
Fucking awesome, man. Well, I'm glad you guys are still doing this. I'm glad we're chatting again, because when we chatted in 2020, I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't think we'd do this 4 more times after that.
Yeah.
So
See, there it is.
Love it. I'm not. Did you touch on the cover art at all? The meaning behind that?
No, I didn't. No? So the cover, same artist as the one that's done Run the Ghouls, Different Strokes, and EXO. Because we just wanted like the consistent art style. But it's so we've had, well, Bouquet didn't, but we've had like a female presence on the cover, a femme presence. So we wanted to keep that going. But then there's the pigeon coming in through the window. We wanted the bird this time around to be a pigeon because it's very normal, like regular ass bird. It's not like a phoenix or an eagle or something like fantastical. Because we're just like, okay, well, this one's supposed to kind of feel like, just very, it's there. Like, not to say that it's not special, because I think pigeons are cool and they're like government drones and whatnot. So, you never know. It could be anything. And I think that's kind of part of it too. It's just very like weirdly average but cool bird. So, but then it also plays up against the bedroom thing where it's just like, you kind of feel insular in that bedroom. It's like very messy, which I like a lot. That she threw all that in. Nye is the artist that did it. She's on Instagram. Chop Duck, I think, is her at.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we just wanted that like real intimate kind of feel, kind of like the lo-fi hip hop page that like runs. It's similar to that too. Just like a bunch of aesthetics, and like the posters on the ceiling, or like the kind of like slanted ceiling in it, are stuff that we suggested to put in there just because we're like, this is stuff we like, and this is stuff this person, we haven't named, she doesn't have a name. Maybe we'll figure that out. I don't know. Eventually. This person likes, and I don't know, I just wanted it to be like something, that just feels easy to pick up or easy to understand. Just like we've all been at home playing guitar or playing whatever instrument, idolizing artists and just vibing with the windows open, and there's a pigeon.
Absolutely.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I got you.
I do just want to say I appreciate the Vote Igor poster. So very good.
It's like we actually didn't. I don't like.
That was a Nye pick.
Hip-hop stuff. Yeah, Nye picked that one.
Yeah,
But
that
we
and the I think it was that
I
and
like
the like MF Doom one were
Mhm.
like her picks. She had a
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
scene album on there too, and we changed that one. But everything else was like either our picks or her picks. But yeah, and it also, just to tie into what Kevin said, the since it's the same artist, it's like all the single arts are like the little skeleton thing on Run the Ghouls is like in the background of the album art, and like it's the girl from the Different Strokes one, and like so they all like the elements are all there.
Connect.
Yeah.
I think
That's
there's
awesome.
like a Sailor Moon in the album art
Mhm.
that's also in
Mhm.
Run the Ghouls, and like obviously
Yeah.
the pigeons in all of them. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Awesome.
So can you guys tell us a
she
little
really
bit?
carried that vision.
Oh, for real?
Sorry, go ahead.
I didn't even hear what you said. Could you say that again?
Yeah, I was like, she really just carried out the vision. We had like, a couple notes of what we kind of wanted envisioned things to be, and she went with it and ran, and we love it.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
So can you guys tell us a little bit about your writing process for the album?
It was a lot of like kind of the same as what we usually do. I feel like it's like some of them were like started by one person and then like expanded upon kind of how we've done things in the past. And then some of the other ones like honestly, and Take a Look, Y'all, and like the last track. Some of the ones that are like more of a pointed like genre fusion, I guess, or more the ones that we like sat down in a room together and we were like, all right, how do we like take this thing and this thing and put them together? So it's like a mix of like independent writing and then piling on top of that with like group, like very focused, pointed writing sessions, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's a shitload of features on here. There's a
Yeah.
lot. Talk to me a little bit about how those came about, when they came on, did they help write?
Yeah.
Everything.
So I know like most of the features we do, we end up like not having them around, and they're just, we just say, hey, here's the track, here's kind of what we want. You can write lyrics if you want, or we'll write something. But then for this one, at least for honestly, we wrote it with Sierra, so we had her come down.
What's up, Sierra? How you
No
doing?
way.
I didn't
Looking
think she
funny.
was just gonna fly in.
Oh my god. I was like,
We literally right before this, like Sierra sent a thing in the chat of them eating, and I was just like, I didn't realize you were still here. You have to crash the interview. Like,
oh my god. Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Okay, sounds good. Whoops. Hi, it's so good to see y'all. How are you doing?
We're doing
Awesome,
great.
how are
Good
you?
to see you.
Good.
Good.
I'm living with Kevin and Caleb this week. Just visiting.
Fuck yeah. Do you have anything to add about the writing process for your feature?
So I got to come down last year in August, and the track like still needed lyrics and whatnot. So we got in a room and just like worked on them together, and just opened up like a doc file, and like I just started writing stuff down. And like the song is about like being really introspective and like trying to like lift yourself up and like trying to find the good in like, so like I kind of like spun off of what like they had written, but wanted to put like, I don't know, my own spin on it. So I started with like trying to mimic kind of like with the existing melody. And then the first lyrics I came up with were like, I wanted to put a Toonami reference in there real bad. So I ham-fisted that in there, but and like just talked a lot about having like anxieties and like being like, wow, like why does shit like feel like it sucks so bad when it doesn't, but it does. And that's kind of like the direction I kind of went for the bit. And then so I like did my verse, and then we collaborated on like the following, like the second half of that verse. And it was like, it all came out like so smooth. Like I'm usually so scared to get in a room and like write with people because I'm like, oh, I need to be like, I gotta spit fire right now. Or I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
But like it was like, it didn't feel like that going into it because obviously like they're like my closest friends. And also like the message of this song is just so like it feels like, you know, like when I listen back to the song, even just like as someone like not a part of the creation of it, it's like one of those songs that like you know, it feels like a friend just like sitting with you in your like anxiety and sadness, comforting you and just being like, hey, this is a real low point, but like this is just like, you know, one of those passing days. We'll get through it. And yeah. So yeah, it all came together pretty much like that day. Even melodies too. I just like
Wow.
yeah, just like whatever I came up with off the top of my head, we pretty much kept it. There were some minor tweaks made after the fact, but yeah, and then I just recorded it all like earlier this year. After like around the time we were finishing up the Wiz Tales Ahead album, I then laid down all my tracks like with my bandmate Joe at home.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. Awesome. Fuck
Now,
yeah.
while we talk about the rest of the features, like Carson gonna
Yeah.
come flying
Fucking
in next.
Hansel
Yeah.
gonna fucking fly
We
in.
don't
I
have
would.
that anymore.
Yeah. We can go through them in order, I guess. Loafers.
Yeah, it's time we fucking joked.
Loafers was like, we originally I think just had Hansel and Gavin on it, and then Joey. We were gonna do a different song that's not coming out right now with Joey, and then Joey was like, "Put me on a banger," and we were like, "All right, just jump on the one with everybody else," because we wanted to do like the boy bandy kind of like everybody backing each other up kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that one just the sheer weight of trying to get 3 fucking people to collaborate on something is insane and took forever, but I'm like so like happy with how it came out. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
Such a
no,
fun song.
it's one of the ones I'm definitely the most excited about just seeing it. Because I know again, it's like a New Jack Swing song, inspired song. Like want to do like Boys to Men, like R&B ass group.
Yeah.
Hey Peter. Hey Peter.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cat.
Rose in his own world right now.
But yeah, it was like I wanted to do like a group kind of thing, and I wanted everybody to like actually like kind of interact with each other and everything like that. And then I know it was just like we did kind of a New Jack Swing-esque thing on Vice Versace back in 2017 on Bouquet, and I was just like I always liked that part, but then it kind of leaves that area of sound, and I was like, no, I want to do a whole one on this one. And really give it like the attention it needs and to realize it in the fullest. And that's why we got those 3 on it, because I was just like, they're like 3 powerhouse vocalists, and I was like, I'm gonna get renegated on my own track, but it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be a better song for it.
I still remember like Hansel. I think Hansel was the first one to lay down their part, like the main part at least. And then Gavin was doing that melody again, and Gavin was just like, "You're gonna make me sing something that Hansel sang? What the fuck? Like, this is like, why would you do this to me?" So then that's why his is like even more just like vocal gymnastic bullshit, because he was like, I gotta like flex on it now.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, it came out really cool.
But everybody really came through with it. Like it was so great. Everybody had their own. It's like everybody has their own unique styles to it. And that's what I really appreciated from it too. Is just like, I feel like when it comes to Hansel, they know what that's on. It's their bread and butter. They're about the R&B shit. So, and then Gavin has his own thing. He got his like musical theater background and everything. And then Joey is like probably the least experienced with it, at least as far as I know, of this specific genre. But he brings a whole different texture than what even the 3 of us do, as like the rest of like the singers of it. So yeah, I'm just really happy with how it came out. And then it was also just really wild just having to like cut and choose and move around things that everybody did, because like everybody kind of heard what the others did. But I just kind of told them like, hey, lay down whatever you just feel is right, and then we'll figure it out later. So like when I was going through on the production side of things, it was just about, I was like, okay, Gavin, of course, did the same part as Hansel, and Gavin did his own harmonies. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna move his harmonies over to Hansel's part, Hansel's over to Gavin's part, just to like, again, just continue that interplay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was, again, just super proud of that one.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I think those are like the two like major feature tracks, like the Sierra one and then this one, because they were like, well, that was our first time writing with someone else outside the band in the same space. And then that one was, let's put so many motherfuckers on the same song.
On one song, yeah.
We have never tried to do that or thought about doing that before. So those were the big ones, but that doesn't mean that the other ones aren't special. So we did get Jer, who's popular in the ska scene, Ska Tune Network, to do horns. That was great. I've seen their TikToks and we're like mutes on there, and you know, they're just a very powerhouse voice in like current punk stuff, and it just made sense to like work with them. What else? We got Ben Rockwood from Granite State. They're our homies from up north in Maryland. Make great music. We were supposed to get someone else. I don't know. Are we talking about that?
I don't know. It's up to you. I don't care.
Love to hear it.
No, we'll save it just in case it ever
Tell us
happens.
after.
Yeah, we'll tell you after.
Super awesome.
Yeah, we'll tell you after
anyway,
for
We
sure.
were supposed to get someone else, and then they came through super fast for us, like when it didn't happen because we were kind of stressing it. And
There's also a DJ on that song. Too.
yeah, there's also a DJ that we met on Twitter. You know, they were a fan. Mr. Rager. I don't know their at right now, but you know, it'll be in the
It has
credits.
Mr. Rager in it. In that,
Yeah.
In there.
there's a secret third feature on there. I don't know if you caught it.
Oh
Glory
yeah,
in particular.
that's right. The secret
Listen-
third feature.
Listen to the like clean part in that with the scratching on it again, because there's a sample that the DJ is scratching that you should be pretty familiar with.
If you can't guess, I was like, I'm just gonna tell you now because I want to hear.
Yeah.
I want to see the reaction. It's
Yeah.
you.
What?
Yeah.
We took
So,
a clip.
like, we last talked to you, and you said, or no, we were.
It was in one of the
for
review episodes,
reviewing. Yeah, reviewing us, and you said Pulses does not miss, and we took that
and had him scratch
he
it.
scratched it. So you're on the record too.
Glory, you
Oh
just
my
got your
God.
own James Wilson Taylor moment.
No fucking way. Wait a minute. No, I have to fucking listen to this again.
It's
Yeah.
kind of hard to hear, but it's definitely like if
It's
you know
there.
it's there.
It's for
You
sure
know
it-
it's there. It's there.
yeah.
Oh yeah, go through that again.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Cool stuff.
gonna start the next question, but I'm still listening to
Okay.
it. And when I hear it.
Oh, and
you
then
will
Carson.
fucking know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Carson
fuck,
too.
yeah,
Like
Yeah.
that was also supposed to be other people, and then those didn't happen. And then we were just like, "Yo, Big Animal, like, you want to hop on this shit?" And he was just like, "Sure." And it was funny because we had a whole call, and he was like, I'm singing. I thought I was screaming. I'm writing lyrics. I thought you were writing lyrics. What is going
Yeah.
on? I don't know if I can do this. I leave for Europe in like
2 days.
48 hours. I have 2 hours to record this feature. I don't know if I can do this. And we were just like, no, you got it. We like explained it again. And then literally, it's too far back in the group chat now, but he just put in there, he was just like, wait, I got it. It's catchy as hell. Give me 20 minutes or give me 30 minutes. And then within 20 minutes we had it. It was just like, all right, sick. You killed it. So yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Fuck yeah.
Shout out
All
Dow
special
Boys.
people.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Love that.
Hell yeah. So what song off this album took the longest to write, and which one is each of your own personal favorite?
Longest to write. I gotta look at these song names again.
Listen, bro, it ain't even announced yet. We'll have to give you a pass on that.
Yeah. I want to say, I know, but it is went through like a million different like full reworks.
Yeah.
That one probably took a while. And then Loafers took the longest to put together just because, like we were saying, just that many features. It was just like vocal lists for the longest
lot.
time.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, it's definitely one of those two.
yeah,
Was
for
the
the
longest.
longest, yeah. A lot of the other ones came together like relatively quick.
But what's your favorite though?
Yeah, that's a real question.
I feel like we all almost have the same ones. I'm between Honestly, and But It Is. Those are like my two favorites.
I think honestly, probably. I mean,
Yeah,
it's sentimental, and it's
Yeah.
just really cool. So
yeah.
It's probably my fave too, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I really do like Take a Look Y'all a lot.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree on that one. I know every time I put that on again, I'm just like, oh shit, let's go. So I think it's like two sides of the same coin, kind of. It's like honestly being like the soft, introspective shit. I feel like that's like a lullaby to like go to sleep to, and then Take a Look, Y'all is just the we're just hanging. We're just
Every time
chilling.
I hear that Ben, yeah, I'm just like, let's go. I'm here.
Fuck yeah. For this question, I want each of you to pick your favorite lyric or moment off this album and tell us the meaning behind it.
Oh,
I know there's a lot of songs on here.
moment is easier than lyric. I can definitely do that, but let me look at the lyrics too.
I wrote like most of these lyrics, and I'm blanking on like all of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, I think I like just to do something different because y'all can pick whatever. I like the fact that I put it wasn't gonna be like this across the record.
Yeah, in like
It wasn't
3
supposed to be like
songs.
this. In like 3 songs across the record. There's a lot of like interplay. I think that's probably like my favorite thing about the record. It still fits in the like canon of Pulse's records because like I think which song has the Speak Less references? I think it's Ain't Got No. Well, Different Strokes has some. Ain't Got No Ceiling has.
Are you talking about the one that has the like
It has,
if life's a gift?
Yeah,
if life's Ain't Got No Ceiling,
don't let it be stolen.
Yeah.
It can't get any worse if you control it, because that just refers to 2 of the Speak Less songs and how it's still all like relevant. Like a lot of people, I guess, took Speak Less as like this like detour that's like, oh, y'all were doing this shit and it really doesn't matter. And it's like, no, if we didn't write Speak Less, Heaven or Helvetica would not have came.
That one, Kupo, Different Strokes
would not be there. Yeah, Different Strokes would not be there. So it's like these things all matter, and so it's just like making references to each other, like all these tracks in different tracks, and then like referring to old records and stuff. Like But It Is like entirely just like low key about ourselves and like.
And it has
things.
the last whole section of that song, like the guitar part, my guitar part at least has like references to at least each other record. So it's like that's definitely a favorite moment. That whole everything that Kevin wrote for the end of that song is like up there in my favorite lyrics probably.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I like Yoshi committed tax fraud just because it's fucking foolish.
And an otherwise serious song, and then out of nowhere it comes.
Yeah, and it's not even like a scream; it's like a sung to make it even more ridiculous. Yeah, I like those ones.
Yeah, I would agree with all those. I know, like, I'll again keep referring back to that song. Honestly, I've always just liked the last line of that hook. I never honored me with honesty. Honestly, I like just the way it flows. Even just me just singing it, it just feels like it very natural to just sing. And I also just like phonetically, and I also just like the line itself and what it means. So,
hell yeah.
So, would you guys be able to tell us where Headspace is at while you're creating this record?
It took so long that I feel like we were all in different places at multiple different times. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like the pandemic part of it was like, damn, we got to do this, and like we can't be together for some of it. So that was like, I don't know, it was a little stressful, at least for me, I think, just because I'm like, how does this work? How do we do this? But I think after we kind of got a groove going with it, it just was like, oh, well, this is like the same thing, but I just can't see them. like I can see them on Discord because, we were on Discord writing some of it or like talking about things or whatever. But, we couldn't get in the same room. But then once we finally could, it was just like, okay, now it's just like, let's go. And it was kind of like energizing. And I feel like in some ways, because, like, what's the phrase? Like, distance makes the heart grow fonder. It's more like, oh, now we're like in the same room. Let's fucking go. Let's get this album done. So like it's again, it all just ties back to that title. Like it's like it wasn't supposed to be like this, but it is, and I'm just glad. And I think that's like the over encompassing thing. It's just like I'm glad we were able to do this again. Like that's really it.
Oh yeah.
I think for me it was like, I know in my own personal life at least, it was me trying to just figure out what my life is, period. Because I know I graduated college going out, or pandemic started in my last semester of college. So I graduated into the pandemic, and then, which is still crosses over from Speaking into Existence, since like and Speak Less, because we were still doing stuff with that at the beginning of it too. But again, like we were saying before, that we kind of started planning stages for this still. So just me figuring out where I want to be and where I want to go and everything. And yeah, like he was saying, Kevin was saying, like us finally getting back together in a room to write and everything. And it, you know, it's more of those realization, of course, that it's just like, yeah, we are still doing this, and I'm truly happy doing the whole band and everything. And it's the most fulfilling thing I have. And then also just the feeling of somehow is like you can never recapture exactly how you were when you wrote like your first record or whatnot. Yeah. But I think this time around somehow it felt the closest of innocence, like writing the record, that I felt since writing Bouquet. So I feel like that kind of shows in the record too, because it feels very just a lot of variety and just a love for the music itself and in general. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Are you in agreement with that, Matt?
Yeah, they got it.
All right. So how do you guys recommend your fans to listen to this album for the first time? Should do in the car with friends, in the dark with the headphones on? Is it a workout album, party album? What do you guys personally recommend?
I'd say probably in the car, I think. But at the same time, like, I don't know, because it's just like sometimes in the car, like if I listen to an album for the first time, I'm just like, I'm not really paying that much of attention to it. Like it's just something that's on while I'm driving. Yeah. But maybe I want somebody to listen to it like in headphones, but then that's a little bit too private because it's like I want the bangers to hit. So it's really, really weird. I don't know. I think probably whatever space you have the best time in. Yeah. That's it. Like wherever that may be. Your room, your car, with people, with your mom, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely not in bed with headphones on. So I know there has been some times where I'll listen to a record like at midnight, and I'll just be like in bed listening to it. I remember I listened to Pink Tape, like Lil Uzi, and I was like, this shit does not hit, because it's like, yeah, of course, I'm laying in bed with headphones on. It's just like I'm not able to like, you know, while out and shit. So it's just like you just got to be in a comfortable enough space that you can, you know, have a little bit of energy to things.
That Chop Suey cover ain't hitting in bed.
It's not.
It's not.
I was gonna say, but they kind of miss with that.
The midnight listens have caused Glory multiple times to have to talk me out of hating an album solely because I listened to it for the first time at midnight.
Yeah, it's like you're not fully awake. You're in bed. You're winding down. You don't have the energy to commit to an album.
Yeah, she's like, bro, you've bought the album 5 times over at least. You got to give it another
water
listen.
Park. God damn it, dude. Man.
And it's like, I'll say, like, even still, it's just like the first listen and where you're at is so important too. Because I'll always still remember when Drake dropped on Honestly Nevermind. And I feel like we were in the prime spot. You know, I had some drinks going, and you know, I had like we were at the lounge and everything, and it was started playing. I'm like, this is the ideal place. I love this record. And then I go on the TL the next day, and I was like, this fucking sucks.
No, I don't want to be that person, but
I still remember when I posted like last year at the end of the year, I posted like TikToks for each of our like top 10 album of the years. And Caleb, you didn't listen to that much, so you just put that as number 10, and people commented on yours and they're like, he's a fucking idiot. He's wrong. It was just like, yo, like,
you just gotta vibe sometimes. That's all that matters.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I think about it too much.
I'm with you.
I would respect, you know, that thought, but I'm like violently anti-Drake. So
understandable. I can't. See, that's the thing. Like, I don't know what it is. I think as he's grown so much more, we're having a Drake tangent, I guess. But like, I literally accept any and all takes on Drake. It doesn't matter to me. Like, that's if you can hate him to the end of the earth, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Like,
I get it. Makes sense. And then you have like the Drake stands, and you're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I understand.
Like, yeah, I get it.
That's fair. God. Fuck Drake. Okay.
Oh man.
So this question should be super, super quick, off the top of your heads. I want you guys to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words. 3 words each, 9 total, no more, no less.
I should have thought about this in advance because I know what your questions are.
Yeah. They don't change.
And that's okay though, because
No,
every
no.
time I'm just sitting here like, damn.
Damn, yeah.
That was
Yeah.
a good
They're
question.
good questions. You don't need to change them when they're good questions. But
It's like that.
there you go.
That counts, right? I don't care if it's
Yeah.
contraction. It's like
No,
that.
you're good.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
But it is.
Okay.
God damn it.
Um,
If you actually want like 3 like descriptor words, I will do that too.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
You got it, Matt. Though.
I don't know. Those are my 3 words. I don't know.
I don't know. That's
Well,
fair.
you're not going to hit us with the descriptors.
It's fucking good. I don't know. It's yeah, Kevin got it.
Come on, guys.
Bombastic,
Okay.
extra,
hmm
and tight.
Hell yeah.
It's tight.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bombastic, extra, and tight. Yeah, that seems good.
Yeah, that's good.
Hell yeah.
A lot of motherfuckers. There we go. Because a lot of
Yeah,
people.
that's true. A lot of mm-hmm.
Lotta is one word.
Lot of
Oh yeah.
We all eat.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
You still
Hell.
hungry? You were late because you were eating dinner, man.
Come on.
Gotta always stay hungry.
Of course.
Yeah.
So in that same train of thought, is there a certain feeling or emotion you want listeners to have while going through the album?
Everything, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
I want you to go through the gamut. Like it runs like sequentially like that. You gotta get hype. Gotta dance a little bit. Gotta feel some shit. But you gotta dance some more. Then you gotta mosh it out.
Mhm.
Then you gotta cry a little. Everything.
Feel it
Yeah.
all.
Mhm. Feel it all.
Yeah.
Everyone's in agreement with that. Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's yeah.
I want you to feel sexy on track 11.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
I lost my whole shit when Caleb hit that down bad in the studio. I was just like, I did not know you were gonna do that, and I was just sitting there like, all right.
I
That's
want
where
to
we're
go
at.
all for it. This is like that song is a fucking joke, but it's really not, and that's why I love it so much.
Yeah. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. All right. So for this last question, are you guys able to touch on any particularly challenging or standout moments from the creation of this album, positive or negative?
I know. I think for me, as much as I've loved it and was very glad to be the person also engineering and mixing it, it is a lot to take on.
Mhm.
And I'm thankful that I at least had the time to put in the work to do so. And I learned so much from it. And hopefully I can, not only just do it for us, but other people too, kind of going forward. But yeah, just that other undertaking was a lot. But it also made me appreciate everything that goes into the process even more.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Matt.
I'm still trying to think. I mean, we already kind of touched on just like wrangling people for features like takes forever. Just because you're working with, I don't know, however, like 8 different people's schedules or however many we had on this record.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there were definitely times when we were writing where we got together and then came up with nothing. Like we just sat in that basement until like 2 a.m. and then we were like, all right, cool. We didn't have anything.
Yeah.
So those were rough, but then there was also the nights that we like came up with like all of it. So it like I want to say like honestly, like at least guitars, bass, drums wise was all like written mostly in one night, I think. And like so there's some of those ones that were like, go, like we just got through it. So I don't know. I feel like it had its stressful moments, but it was mostly good this time around.
Yeah, I agree. I was kind of happy with a lot of the lyrics this time. I think I got a good balance of like punchlines and metaphors and double entendres, but then like still got some like introspective things and kind of, I don't know, some topics I wanted to touch on and that I hadn't really, or that I had and like double down on, or like some things new. Like I really like the outro monologue for But It Is a lot. And there's still some like some jokey stuff that I think was cool. So I think that's like something that I'm happy that it was pretty simple. Since y'all talked about like the harder stuff, I'll talk about the simple thing.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Love that. So as Gloria said, that is all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you guys would like to plug?
I mean, as we've been talking about, third record, it wasn't supposed to be like this. Very happy with it, and I would assume, I don't know when you're releasing it. I don't know if it's gonna be after the record or like how soon after and whatnot. But check that out everywhere. It's cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Having it be more eloquent.
September 29th, right? That's the date.
That's the date.
Loafers will probably be out before this at the very least, but that's in like less than 2 weeks.
I'm not pressed either way.
Yeah, whenever y'all want to put it out. But yeah, I don't know. Kevin, you got.
Yeah. Outside of that, it's like stay tuned for more of us because that's not it. You know, like we got a cover that's coming out someday.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
We've got, I think, well, I guess the Dowboys feature will be out.
Well, that comes out at the end of October, so that might not be out.
Okay, so that's coming then.
That's coming, yeah.
That's shit. Yeah, go listen to Dowboys' new EP. That's us plugging.
Yeah. Listen to that Dowboys EP. It's great.
That is metal too, right there.
I think we have another feature that we did that might come out sometime soon, and then we have like a B-sides thing that will appear at some point.
Yeah.
Shit. Busy. Yeah.
I know. Always got to do something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
With him doing it, it makes it a lot easier. You know, we don't have to like,
especially for like singles and covers and like little things, because we can just be like, all right, cool. Like, I don't know, mix it sometime in the next few weeks when you have time. It's like one song. It's not a big deal, you know?
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
We're going to be out here as much as we possibly can. And I think that's really it as far as things to plug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or watch out for what sells ahead new stuff. That's coming too.
True.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for silence, guys. Been Pulses, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.